Yo, yo, this is it. I'm Mr. Fate, and you're listening to Attacking the Beats on IllMuzik.com. Here we are once again, another 5 beats, and of course, another 5 reviews. And can't believe I actually found time to do this because we just had the Battle That signups, which, it takes a lot of time to do all that shit, So, anyway, just did all those and just sent out the emails to everyone, let them know what's going on, who got accepted, who didn't. If you didn't get accepted, I've been trying to say it a few times, it's like, it doesn't mean your beat's whack. Not at all. I mean, like I posted, this is very tough. There's a lot of tough beats that are submitted, so it's kind of like it was like a pre-competition, you know what I mean? So it's like you just didn't win, you know what I mean? So, but honestly, I really liked all the beats that were sent in. There weren't any whack beats at all. I liked all of them, whether it was boom bap or trap or whatever in between, some R&B type shit, whatever. I liked them all, really, I did. And, the ones that I chose, I had a couple other people choosing as well, but the ones that I chose, look, I was looking at it as, are these beats the type of beats that are going to, at least make it to round 2, and if not, are they going to at least, at least make it to round 2 or actually win the competition. That's the main thing, because, since there's so many people sending beats in, I got to pick the best, really, that's what it comes down to. So, with that being said, I got the 16 beats lined up, and this is going to be good because I think this year it's going to be really, really tight. It's going to be like the best of the best. I think every bracket's going to be a very tough bracket to judge. So, yeah. So, just, if you can help out, spread the word. Just let everybody know that from December 7th to the 10th, it's the voting. Every day is one round. Everybody gets to vote except for, if you're competing, you can vote. You just can't vote for yourself. You could try, but it won't happen. So, but you'll see, you'll see your beat. It'll say you. So, but yeah, so spread the word. Help us out. Try to get people to come over and to sign up and vote because this one's going to be big. And we got some big sponsors too. We got a whole bunch here. And actually, let me check that out here. I'm trying to remember. There's a bunch here. We got, who we got here? There's, we got Cypher Circuit. We got DIY Music Biz, as well as Artist Vox. We've got, of course, Native Instruments. They're helping out once again this year. This time we got Loop Masters as well. And Image Line, Fruity Loops. FL Studio. I still call it Fruity Loops, but FL Studio, yeah. Image Line, Fruity Loops, whatever. I prefer Fruity Loops, actually. FL Studio is dope, but honestly, I like Fruity Loops. It's cool. But yeah, so we got some good sponsors, and they're giving some good prizes. So, yeah. But that's the Battle of That competition. So, but right now we got the Attack of the Beats, and we'll get to it right away. First up, we've got Insect Music with Construction Works. Let's check it out.
Insect Music. Insect Music.
All right. Okay, so that was IllMuzik, The Construction Works. You know, I like reviewing beats like this because it takes me back, you know, to when I was starting to get into synth type beats and all that. And you know, back in the 90s, you know, you had to, and before that, you had to have actual hardware units of synths. You know, like you had to have certain like what was one of them? It was called like the MoFat and stuff like that. I mean, you know, you had to go and buy these hardware units, and that's what you used to hook up to your keyboard or any kind of controller, and you triggered these sounds like that. Now it's all software based, you know, and there's really no excuse as to why you can't get, you know, a good VST, whatever. You know, it's no excuse because there's so many out there, and they all sound really, really good. You know, some are cheesy, but most of them are really dope. You know, there's some nice, authentic sounds in there and all that stuff. The thing with this beat is, honestly, I like the whole beat. I like it. The problem is that it's those synths that you're using. They're just cheesy. That's the problem. I don't know what software you're using, or what kind of plugin you're using, or whatever. Maybe it's a stock sound you have that comes with some program, whatever. But try to get some kind of plugin, because all you have to do, really, like in this case, is keep the beat the way you have it and the synths and everything. But just since it's MIDI, just swap it out with a nice VST sound, nice plugin. You know, like if you get an authentic string. Just substitute it with that, because you know it's just MIDI notes. So then you do that, and you'll have a totally different sounding beat. It'll sound so much smoother, because you know, like right now I hear the strings right off the bat, and it's like, okay, it's good, but it's a cheesy sound. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying you should go out and get, you know, I'm not promoting crack software or whatever. But let's say you do get crack software. Look, there's tons of shit out there, man. Tons of shit. I mean, you know, just look around and you'll find some really nice stuff. So really, I like the drums. They're nice and tight. Yeah, you have some really good drum work, but it's the synths. That's the only thing. You just need to swap the sounds out. Just swap the synth out. You know, so yeah, just try to find some nice VSTs, man, because you do that, and honestly, that beat's going to sound so much better. Yeah, I mean, I always recommend that to people. I've heard that, I mean, many times I've heard beats that just sounded really good, like they're well structured and everything. They're just missing nice sounds. That's it. You know, I mean, it's the same thing when people sample. I mean, you know, don't go and sample like, you know, some like obscure Indian music or something like that. Like, it's probably not going to work, right, for hip hop. But if you go and sample the same type of, you know, music, I mean, same type of sound, let's say the piano, for example, you know, get it from like a funk band or something, not some, you know, fucking Indian track or some like Bollywood music or something. You know, that's not going to work, you know. So, but as far as the synth, yeah, just swap it out. Try to find something nicer. All right, okay. So next up, we got Mephisto Beats with My Soul to Take. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Mephisto Beats with My Soul to Take. All right, so this track, man, this is some dope shit. I like the drums are nice and dirty. I don't know if they were like that or if you added something to it or whatever, but they're nice and grungy and dirty. I like that. And the piano, really, really dope. I like how you change it up and all that stuff. It's some nice piano. One of the issues, though, is the fact that the piano is just too loud. You know, that's one of the things that's just too loud. So just bring down the piano and bring out the drums a bit. And as far as the drums and the piano, I mean, look, you have, you know, this nice dirty drum track, but then you get this very clean piano. And even though they sound good together, honestly, I mean, like I said, I don't know if the drums are like that, if they're dirty or whatever, but let's say you added an effect to it, then I would have added the effect to the whole thing, to the whole beat, including the piano, because the piano is just too clean for my liking. I mean, to go with that, with those drums, you know what I mean? So, and that's the thing. It's like it's a nice piano. It's a nice, and I like the way you changed it up and everything. It's really nice. It's just I just think that it should sound dirty like the drum track, you know, especially for that type of piano. I mean, it sounds like something for, you know, from like something eerie, let's say, or whatever. So if it's something eerie, you know, it should sound a little dirtier, right? I mean, there's times when, you know, I was making a beat and, you know, I use an actual, you know, a piano synth, and it's nice. It sounds like an evil piano, you know, but then like the next beat I make, I sample a piano from, let's say, a horror movie. Oh man, totally different. You know, it's like, first of all, it's a sample, but also it's just that it's a dirty sample, you know, so it goes well with, you know, the type of drums I have and all that stuff. So it's like at that point, it's like I don't want to use a VST piano or something. It's like, nah, man, it's too clean, you know. So, but if you use it, yeah, you can use a VST piano, or in your case, I don't know if it's it sounds like a sample, but I would just make it dirtier, bring the volume down, because it was a little too loud in the mix, but and bring the drums up a bit. But overall, though, it's a nice beat. I like it. Some nice change ups, and it just sounds eerie, man. Some dope shit. All right, so next up we got Myers Tracks with Don't Go. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Myers Tracks with Don't Go. All right, so listen, man, I love that synth, man. It's fucking nice, man. It's a nice synth, man. Really nice shit. It's a nice tune. It's really good. You know, it's just nice. You know, that's some dope shit. The main thing is the drum track, I think, is the synth. Really, honestly, I have no problem with that. The synth is nice. It's very, very good. The drum track, the kick's not too bad, but it's the snare and the hat. I think in the mix, the snare and the hat, it just brings out the highs too much. You know, the highs of the snare and the hat are very high. So I think just the overall mix, it's making it just kind of ear piercing. You know, like especially that snare is kind of ear piercing. You know, it's just I don't know, it just brings out the highs overall, I think, and that's what's kind of annoying, so I think really it's just if your whole drum track is not so much the kick, but if your whole drum track was just thicker, I mean, you could adjust the highs that you have, the snare and the hat or whatever. Maybe the hat, you can use a closed hat instead, so it's not so bright, you know what I mean? But for the snare, honestly, I think I would just substitute that snare, put in something that has more of a smack to it, you know what I mean? Something a little thicker, because I just don't like the way it sits in the mix. I think it's just too much of the highs in that, So, but yeah, it's too bad because the rest is nice. Like I said, the synth is really good. It's just I think it's just the drums really just need to be fixed in that aspect in the mix, because the whole mix. I mean, actually, it is very hot. The mix, very very loud and all that, but. The main thing is the EQing of it, really. I mean, that's all you really need to do is just EQ the shit, But honestly, I would just change out the snare too. And for the hat, yeah, you could EQ it, try to muffle it a bit. But you know what? Maybe you should just use a closed hat and try that because, yeah, it needs to complement that synth. That synth is very, very good. I just think that the drum track just needs to, really sit well with that synth. And I think it's just very, very high. So... but good work on the synth, man. Some dope shit. I like that. All right, so next up we got IllMuzik with Sentimental. Let's check it out.
SK with the beat.
All right. Okay, so that was IllMuzik with Sentimental. All right, so for this one, the thing with this one is it's interesting because the piano, okay, it's a nice piano. I just think that it's just kind of there. It's not really doing anything in the beat, in the mix. You know what I mean? It's kind of like I'm just picturing. I guess it's because the piano's repetitive. It's so repetitive. I think that I'm picturing the piano just kind of sitting there in the mix while everything else is going on. You know what I mean? It's just kind of there. So, which is okay, but when that happens, what I tend to do is I make sure I have something else to complement it. So I add some other instrument on top of it. So in your case, you could add some smooth keys on top of it, or a guitar or something, or even just another piano part, but something stronger where it's going to come in on every 4 bars or something like that. Because just the piano alone, it just sounds like there's this little twiddling of a piano just kind of sitting there to the left of the mix. And even though you have the low end, which is really good low end, and the drums are nice, I think that the low end is not enough to really fill out that space. I think the piano should just kind of play a background to it. So in other words, the piano you have, I think, keep it, but I would just lower it in the mix so it's not so prominent, and just have something else come in, something stronger, like I said, a stronger piano, maybe a guitar or something like that. Have that on top of it, or even some smooth keys. A lot of times I go for smooth keys because I think it just complements their piano anyway, so it just complements the raw piano anyway. So try something like that, because like I said, the bass is nice. I like the drums, some good drum work, and I just think you just need to add something to it. You know what I mean? So try that. But man, the main thing is the piano just needs to kind of just sit in the background. It shouldn't just be there so loud in the mix. It should just kind of be like an afterthought. You know what I mean? So, but other than that, I like the beat. Some dope shit. All right, so next up we got the last beat. It's the Nile Beats with Midnight Drive-By. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was who was that? That was the Nile Beats with Midnight Drive-By. All right, so this is good because you had this nice synth work in the background. It's low, it's minimal, it's low, and all that shit. This low end stuff, but the thing is, I want to hear more of that. Because right now what happens is you have this low end synth just chilling in the background. And it's fine and everything, but then because of your drums, especially your snare, it's just too loud in the mix. I think lower the snare in the mix, and I want to hear more of that synth come up, okay? Because I just don't hear enough of it. You had those keys, playing there, and it's kind of like the previous beat, the keys are just kind of sitting there. I think the keys are fine, just bring them lower in the mix, bring up the synth more, and lower the snare of the snare drum a little bit, because I think the snare is just too much in the mix. I think it just needs to be a little lighter. You could maybe add another instrument to it. Not really. I mean, you have a couple of change ups, which are pretty good and stuff. But this is the type of beat that would be good for an MC. Do that, have some kind of rapper on top of it, and maybe you already do. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's the main thing, is just to bring up the synth part, because it sounds dope, but I just can't hear much of it. I want to hear more of it and stuff. So. And that's the thing, a lot of times, I hear beats, that are like this, that they're dope, but it's the mix, and I understand, look, some people, they're beat makers, some people are producers, some people are really into mixing, whatever, but you got to have some kind of basic stuff for mixing and stuff, and, I always try to give people advice on it and stuff, and it's really not that difficult, I mean, you just got to, just work on it a bit and stuff, and then you get used to it. It's kind of like a template. You just kind of, just boom, 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 and there you go. There's your mix. But, look, just use your ears, man. I think the synth is the winner here in your beat, so I think you should just bring up the synth some more and drop out the snare a bit, and the keys as well. Drop it down a bit. So, yeah, that's it. All right. Yeah. Okay. So, that's it for me. I'm Mr. Fade. This is Attack of the Beats. Keep sending the beats in, and I'll keep reviewing them. And my favorite beat this week, the winner is, drumroll please, Myers Tracks with Don't Go. Let's check it out.